not include renewing the charter for the Export-Import Bank, which expired last month. Joining us exclusively on Power Lunch before she meets with the president later today is U.S. Commerce Secretary Penny Pritzker. She is a supporter of the bank. Madam Secretary, welcome. We're very happy to have you here. There are lots of interesting threads in this conversation about an agency that heretofore has been about as bland as white milk, frankly. It's never been as controversial as it is today. But let me go to one topic that interests me. When the Ex-Im Bank makes a subsidized loan, say, to a foreign airline like Emirates, do we not enable Emirates then to compete against our own domestic carriers more effectively? Carriers that can't get those same subsidized loans, whether it's Delta or United or American, and don't they, in effect, lose jobs that Emirates gets as a result?
I would disagree with your entire premise. You know, the Export-Import Bank, first of all, is not about subsidized loans. It's about enabling American companies to be able to sell their goods and services outside the United States, often to countries that don't have the ability after some level to be able to purchase without an export-import loan. But on the other thing we need to know is the Export-Import Bank supports 90% of their loans are supporting small and medium-sized businesses, and the Export-Import Bank contributes to the Treasury, so it's profitable. It's a tool that's used by American business to help them be competitive around the world. 85 other countries and 85 other agencies around the world have similar tools, export-import banks, or the similar type of facility that help their companies in their countries sell their exports. So I don't understand why we would consider unilaterally disarming from having a tool that pays for itself, that's beneficial to American businesses, predominantly to small and medium-sized businesses, and that's good for the American worker. We know that exports support American jobs.
Right. Let's speak to the question of what types of companies benefit principally from the activities of the Export-Import Bank. You said that something like 90% of the total number of credits and loans go to smaller businesses. I'd be interested in knowing what is defined as small by those terms, and then more importantly, what about the dollar volume? Is it not true that the vast bulk of the dollar volume of those loans, something like 60% of the dollar volume, goes to some 10 companies led by companies like Boeing that may get something like 40% of the dollar volume, and others like Caterpillar, General Electric, and others. Talk to me about that.
Well, I think a small business, or medium-sized business defined by Ex-Im is around 500 employees or less. In terms of dollar volume, yes, a significant portion of the dollar volume goes to some of our largest businesses, but that ignores the fact they have a supply chains of thousands of small businesses, whether it's GE that has, I think, something like 2,500 major suppliers, or Boeing that has 15,000 small and medium-sized suppliers. That's ignoring the fact that the sale of the Boeing jet is also supporting all of those small and medium-sized businesses, in addition to the small and medium-sized businesses that are directly benefiting from the Export-Import Bank financing being available. And so this is, to me, a tool that is absolutely essential for our businesses, particularly our small and medium-sized businesses, to be able to access markets outside the United States where they need, the companies that are purchasing need support in terms of financing, or the existing company needs help with insurance as it's selling its product. These are basic offerings by the Export-Import Bank that are absolutely necessary to continue the growth in jobs in this country. We have 11.7 million Americans whose jobs are supported by exports, and the Export-Import Bank helps keep that alive.
All righty. Secretary Pritzker, thank you so much for being with us today. Commerce Secretary Penny Pritzker, we appreciate your time. And Power Lunch returns in 2 minutes.